us
Yeah.
a few days ago, and we could have rescheduled this whole meeting otherwise.
Well,
I asked him where he was going,
we have-
remember?
Yeah.
Oh, you might not remember. I had said, oh, so where are you going? He said, I'm not saying. So I don't know how we would have even been able to contact him when he was on vacation about that
Well,
date.
he's not oblivious to the gravity of this situation that's at hand. I mean, he knows not, there's gonna be a meeting with him in a short time that we're in. So, you know, in a seasoned
You
veteran.
would think
has
when you
such-
come back, you would
curious
ask.
as hell to know when
Is there
am I
anything I
gonna
need to
speak?
know, or should I
I
have
mean,
been notified?
I mean,
He was
I
on,
don't come, I'm not gonna go on board with,
he was
accepting
on,
it.
yeah, he was on vacation that week. The following week, I was on vacation. And Monday, which is this week, we were setting the agenda for tonight and all these new issues came up. And that's why it's not on here, because he's not available. So I don't,
But from here on out, if we said everything we said, how do we make sure that, like, tomorrow, everybody's notified of whatever date whether they're here or not?
Yeah, how
to
can we
make
schedule
sure
it
that
if
we
he's not
don't
here now?
because
end up
he gave me,
with-
Just 3 days.
he gave me, his availability the next 2 months. And I sent you guys all an email on that, you should have that. So that's coming up at number.
Well, if it's scheduled for one of the dates that he gave, that he is available.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If something comes up now where he can't be here, or if he doesn't show up, the board can proceed with its meeting. I just don't know how productive it's going to be without someone answering questions.
Well, how do, yeah. But then we have no recourse to hold him accountable? If we-
Well, no, we have that's why we have this independent investigation authorized, just based off of one meeting.
Okay. So where are we at here? Okay,
Oh,
so, I guess what we're saying is a closed session would be all right for the Department of Police officers.
Well, I think the chief is more important right now.
That's
Right. Well,
our order.
but. we-
Oh, you're going in order of the agenda.
And we're not gonna set a date for that, are we saying we're in agreement
oh,
that we're gonna hear them? I mean, we're hearing.
yeah, I'll
everything
make a motion that we can schedule closed session meetings with the police department officers at our next regularly scheduled board meeting.
else. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Chad, second. Okay, on the motion to schedule closed session meetings with the police department officers, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, 5-0.
So you can add it to the agenda for Monday, Ken. So they know.
All right, 13. Oh, what can we get from here? Okay, a discussion and possible action regarding full part-time office staff positions and advertising for set positions. And we got the judge here too, because it's involves him too. What are your general thoughts where we're sitting at this date, Kim? Where are you at in your thought process on we're doing here? We know that Joanne's retiring the end of July, correct?
Yes,
And you found that out through the Scott's retirement system or something?
yep,
Okay,
and she told me, cause she has the same disability that I have and it's getting to her,
okay,
so.
all right. And then Christine, 2-week notice, ending, or,
The 18th.
18th.
June 18th.
okay, so that's next Friday. Okay. And as you know, when we did the last hire with Christine, we basically combined all these things into one person.
No, you didn't.
Well. that's
Sandy was that person. Sandy did all
She
the,
did the same thing?
Sandy did more than Chris did, so.
All right, well, what I'm getting at here is, because we have one person doing it, it's not lock solid unless we decide that we do want one person, or, you know, could it be an independent person, you know, for the judge, just doing that, nothing else? Or should it be one person? I guess that's a discussion that we need to.
Which legally, I think most surrounding areas have a separate court, correct?
Is that true?
Correct.
Yeah.
Every
Wait,
municipality,
legally correct.
every
court and
municipality in
police-
Walworth County does,
Has their own.
Court and police have. to
separate from the
separate.
town.
Okay.
Does it bother you that you have a town person doing yours? I mean, if she's qualified.
Well, so she's qualified and everything, it's just, where the issue runs into problem is that you go to the same, you know, it's the police department, it's the town hall, and it's the clerk.
See, we should
The
have.
court is separate from the police department. So if people come in and wanna do something with the police department, they deal with her also initially until they get an officer. If they come and deal with something with the court, they deal with her also in the same aspect that they're dealing with the police department.
A little too close.
So it's too
Well,
close.
and there's
Okay.
segregated phone lines, but Chris is the one that I think is answering all the lines. Right.
And when we
Two
did the
separate windows,
position,
which would have been solved with a new building, but also that's not gonna happen, so we have to
Yeah.
deal with the physical parameters of what we have. We have
Unless
one window over
we have
here,
someone staffed up in the courtroom.
right, but that's not handicapped accessible.
Oh, well, that's what this room is available for then.
Then how's
if somebody can't
They
get
go
up there,
to
we
the-
just come down here.
They
It's
go to
no
the
different than
window
court.
and they
That's
say
all.
they're here for
We're
this
gonna
report.
have the employee come down here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's no different than
And
the
how
front,
many
the front
hours-
door, the front doors aren't handicap accessible. You gotta go up those stairs.
You have to go.
Or you can make inconvenience and come to the back run and try to get in.
Okay.
Well, that back entrance is legal.
And how many hours a week?
For court clerk?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did some calling around. And most places are about 20 to 24 hours. Town of Bloomfield, 24 hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because I call townships. Town in Geneva is Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, plus Saturday court. So that's almost a 40-hour position by the time they throw their court hours in on Saturday. Town in Delavan was kind of unique, and I don't know exactly, they must have a great relationship with the city of Delavan, because the town of Delavan's clerk is a full-time city police administrator with the city police department, and she handles all her town work while she's working for the city.
That's unique.
Well,
I'll say.
Generous.
can
She
do
has a
full
court,
salt.
she has a court line that rings at the city hall for the township.
So she-
Amazing to me,
Sure.
that the city is willing to pay her salary while she's doing town business while on the city's payroll.
Wow, that's.
Allegedly.
And then town of Lynn, they are about 15 hours a week, about 50 hours a month, she said.
Yeah, it would have to be a town that's comparable to us, because Geneva seems like that.
Right, well, I
They're
wanted
busy
to
at police
find
department.
townships that have police departments,
Yeah.
have a court, and have a clerk.
Well,
Because it doesn't do me any good. I mean, I subbed in the city of Whitewater. I know how they operate. I was over there for 4 months one year. City of Elkhorn, city of Delavan, those are all different entities than we are as a township. So I wasn't gonna reach out to them because then you're gonna, yeah, I mean, city of Delavan, I know it's a 40-hour position. City of Whitewater, that clerk works 30 hours a week. Because when I was over there, I mean, I talked to her.
So it appears to me that, this could actually help in two arenas here. One, sounds like a separate person for your stuff would work better, right?
It could.
And number two, we already knew we were short on total hours in the office staff, okay? And that would help that situation, because the person that would take the rest of the responsibilities there would then have more time available basically for you, really,
Absolutely.
And that would be a win, right? But you still have this, umbrella thing here called deputy
why? What is this?
deputy clerk. That needs to happen too, correct?
In my opinion, we should go to 3 full-time office people. Okay, the position, 15 hours a week, I don't see Chris doing 15 hours of court work. Maybe a week, but that's why the position was planning commission, town administrative assistant, clerk of court, police, okay? I need more help, okay?
Fact.
I need more help with election stuff, I need more help with everything. So if you take and make 3 full-time people that actually train and work together, unlike what we currently have, you could make a solid team that if someone or something happened to one of those people, the other 2 people could fill in. That is not gonna happen. If Chris, because I sent the judge, the chief, and yourself, saying you need to get her to write down her job duties. She lives on the 18th. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Planning commission, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Why can't you do 3 full-time for back there and part-time for court?
You could.
What's that?
When we get a revised budget, right?
You do a budget amendment.
But didn't you at one of the meetings read off exactly what you
Yeah.
do and what Chris did, so you already have that, right? Is that what you're asking?
We have job duties, yeah.
Right.
But if I go out and get hit by a bus, there's nobody that can pay a bill, there's nobody that can do payroll, there's nobody that can run an election, nobody can do the accounting, nobody can do the budgeting. That's why, in my position, if I had a full-time deputy and I have a perfect candidate who already has experience, that I can train them.
We can't handpick people like that already, it has to be posted, I would say.
No,
That
it's
would
a
be-
person who's already a clerk in another municipality.
But,
They have election
Should be
experience, which is invaluable.
Right.
It takes, and they've been through the Clerks and Treasurers Institute. They
isn't that
know the
equal
job.
employment, I mean, I'm just saying, equal employment, state laws, I don't like the idea of already saying who we think will fill
It
the
would be
role.
a candidate. It would, but this is a person who has skills and experience, okay? And you can't take that away. That is skills and experience that I don't have to train them, that the town taxpayers don't have to pay thousands of dollars to
Well,
keep
that's
an
a board
individual.
decision based on applicant qualifications.
But the deputy works for me, that's my choice.
True.
Deputy is
Deputy works
hired
for-
by,
We have to approve it, but
You
Right.
you have to approve it, but that person is hired by me. Just like when we hired in Chris' position, that was your decision, Chief Sturgis's decision, and Judge Heilemeyer's decision.
So
Seems like a
So
long time.
Joanne is the deputy right now,
Yeah.
So we need someone
At
for 20
part-time.
hours a week?
But
20 hours.
Deputy right now.
No, she's wanting more than.
overall, you need 120
No,
hours a week
Joanne works
labor.
12 hours a week,
12.
12. That's
So
not
what are you looking for a deputy then, on hour wise?
hourly, full-time if possible.
40 hours a week? for
Yeah.
12?
I mean, maybe 32, but definitely more than 12.
and that would that be able to include the planning commission and the police?
Yeah, that person could take over planning commission.
And so
And
then,
the
so then
administrative
Joanne's
assistant,
hours, yeah.
and the administrative assistant position. But the police, if you make that person the police clerk too, you could do 2 and then a half for the judge.
Right.
I think that's what he's
I think
thinking.
that's what we were
He should
talking
get his
Yeah.
about.
own.
Not
Yeah.
have 3, we don't, you're saying, you know, need
But not-
3 times.
3 and a half, I think there's not enough work for 3 and a half.
So we'd still have 2.5, like today, but we would just reallocate the dues.
And you get to pick them.
well, we have,
And
What you're
so
saying.
there'd be an increase from 12 hours to something more than that.
Like,
Yeah.
16 or 20 for them.
At least
Yeah,
20, at least 20.
20 or 24 for the.
Yeah, probably
we have
20.
1.5 now, yours being in Joanne.
No, Christine has nothing, she does nothing with what I have to do.
Understood, but if you talk about Joanne,
Talk about
she's at 12, you,
So right now, we have like 2.3 people,
including
including me.
you, okay, now I'm clear. All right, so we're thinking more than
Like 2.5.
2.5.
I will tell you, almost daily, I'm on the phone with Chris on town traffic stuff. I get faxes almost daily. I have telephone pre-trials almost daily. And I know that she's fielding a lot of calls, but I too have experience with the municipal courts around the area, and there are some that say municipal court hours are from 9 to 2, Monday and Wednesday, and then court nights are every other Thursday. I mean, it'll be a change, there won't be someone sitting waiting for the phone to ring.
Does that
But-
mean,
I'm saying Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I can interject, would be my municipal
And
court.
does that mean that
Court.
I can say, I'm sorry, you have to call back tomorrow and speak with the clerk?
Absolutely.
Well, she can call
And they should be calling
designated
5376
They do,
anyway.
but when line 1 rings and somebody else calls, it gets bumped to line 2.
I see.
Line 2 is
Yeah.
court,
Right.
but it absolutely.
Because we have to have a designated line by statute.
Yeah.
So if my clerk works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, obviously the Thursday hours are gonna accommodate court. So she wouldn't be here as early because we would have court in the evening still.
Right.
But you have to understand, if her job now is scattered out over 5 days, okay? So we have a revocation person, somebody comes and pays, she's gotta enter that so they can go get their license reinstated. So if they pay that on a Friday, the soonest they're gonna get reinstated, be eligible to get reinstated is Tuesday when she comes back. So I mean, and all that is just gonna go to that line and it's gonna be messages, and she's gonna have to work through all that, whoever. But I'm just saying, I mean, there is, once you take that job, because we don't all, I mean, we don't have a little clicker, 15 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, she generates dockets, she fields calls, she handles attorneys, emailing or faxing in not guilty pleas, and then she's forwarding it to Jim. I mean, we don't know, 24 hours might be jammed
It
in.
varies from week to week.
I also don't know what the police duties are included, how many hours a week that would run.
Right.
Because if it's election time, I can't have my deputy doing 20 hours of police work. I need them to be doing 40 hours a week for elections. So.
Well, I would say
How have we done?
Do you do?
your deputy clerk wouldn't be the police office secretary.
Then who would be?
Well, they just said 2.5.
Oh, I see.
Let the judge hear his own.
2.3 to 2.5. Okay.
Or do you do 2 full-time, 2 part-time? You have a police clerk for 20 hours a week or something.
From what I heard here.
Or for the election, can you just bring in seasonal?
She does have,
She
I
has-
do, I bring in extra people,
that's available.
and the more people I have, and
Yeah, what I see here is a full-time deputy clerk. I see, and then I'm saying full-time, that could be anywhere from 32 to 40. I see a part-time municipal court clerk, it could be anywhere from 20 to 30, okay?
Will never be
Never
30, I'll
too
guarantee
much.
you, never
30
30.
would be
Yeah,
way too much.
that's-
24, Joe, 24.
That's
3 days, 3 days.
That's what I see,
And
and,
you still have to run efficient.
And she leaves on the 18th, and we have pre-trials, July 2nd?
No, the following week,
Oh, that's right.
the 9th,
That's right.
The
Okay.
eighth,
8th, whatever. 8th and the 15th.
eighth,
I know 8th, but 15th are trial night.
Yes.
oh, okay. I'm sure I'll try them.
all right. And as far as timing, I think now, you gotta get going, right?
Well, that's why it's on here.
Right? You start,
And what about job description? Because
I
now
have
I'm
that
thinking,
In the contract,
well, now with the communications committee that we're starting, it seems to be that technology is maybe an area that's not anyone's strong suit today.
Maybe
We don't
we
have a
need-
lot.
maybe we do need 3.5 people then,
Well, I don't think it would be full-time, but I just think it's
but
a,
still
it's a
combining it
skill
with-
set that we want to include in the interview.
In your job description and when you're
Yes.
interviewing people, you
Yes.
might see that candidate has that strong
That
ability.
person might be a combination with the police clerk, that you could have somebody that's got strong communication or whatever media skills. And put that person,
Technology,
because they
we're
could
gonna
work,
have, you know.
because there are a lot of times, Chris is done by 11 o'clock in the morning and sits there for 5 hours. Trust me, it happens, I've seen it many times.
Nah, it
But-
doesn't.
So you,
I
if you
come here all the time, it helps
combine,
me.
you know, that person could be the media person, they could be the police, you know, cause things don't happen, like Dan said, it comes here and there, you know?
It's
So-
a fluid and not a static.
So maybe 3.5 people would be the solution, because you,
Maybe we,
cause you
maybe
don't
we
know how.
start with 2 and a
Yeah,
half
yeah,
and
yeah, 'cause
see
we're talking about
some
budget
ebbs
for
and
next
flows
year.
and what their strengths are.
If you have to, you know, with the deputy clerk is a position that has to occur, and we already established that's gonna be full-time, okay? The judge has already went through his whole deal here in saying that, you know, 24 hours, a dedicated person, a professional that can handle this stuff. That, to me, gives you the whole picture for now, and by that time,
Right, when
now we're
we do
knowing more
budgets,
about
based
budget,
on their
we're
skill
knowing about
set
your
and their
communication, where you're-
efficiencies,
what's
yeah.
gonna be needed there,
Where do
and
we
how
have
does it work?
gaps? Yeah, do
So-
we have gaps at that time? What are we
Okay,
doing the budget?
If we're looking at hiring a full-time deputy clerk treasurer, we're looking at a part-time clerk of courts, who's gonna do the police stuff?
Well,
And the
And
media.
plan commission.
And
Well, the
I'll
police
say
stuff
commission
cannot
come-
be the legal
Right.
court clerk, the police stuff cannot be the court clerk
we don't know.
legally, yeah.
You're saying that, you know, first of all, like you said, Joanne was 12 or 15,
12,
okay, and now we're saying 40,
right,
30, 40.
Right.
All right, to me, that,
there's a lot of stuff that's not done.
That person can also do plan commission.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
the intention, the plan
And police.
commission
Right.
would fall under,
Start
but we
out
still
with
need somebody
police.
to do police stuff.
But
Well-
that person's gonna have to start out doing that,
Yeah.
and see what works.
It's not something you can just step into and dabble in. You need to be fully trained. There's a lot with the police department, with Trax and Pro Phoenix and the RMS system. I mean, it's a lot. So how do you
And Chris
expect
is doing that, and planning, and court, and admin.
for after 7 years? Yeah, but you can't expect somebody new to come in and just be able to do that.
And we
Well,
have to
someone
find
from the
somebody
department's
that's-
gonna have to train, have some training hours in with this person.
Absolutely.
and the person that you had, you know, helping, and we've been saying this ever since the annual meeting, that person, you're gonna be leaning on more, getting more hours, and we'll do whatever we have to with our budgets to make that happen, because it's already been directed that people want it, so we're gonna do it, okay? What I'm getting at is, I think that's a starting point
Yeah, it's not
where
gonna
we're at.
happen right now.
What do
Get
you
through
do
this
in the
year.
interim? Who fills the gap when Chris is gone and you don't wanna be rushed to pick get a nice employee or good candidate?
I have no idea what's gonna happen with
Well, it
planning
doesn't
commission
matter.
next month. I
Wait.
have no idea what's gonna happen with court next
Right.
month. I have no idea what the police department's gonna do. I can't do it.
But what you're saying though is if it's your deputy clerk, it doesn't matter what, if whoever she picks is who she gets to hire, right? I mean, that's what I'm
Well,
getting on
that's
that.
a-
I mean,
Yeah, I
we
mean,
could say no, but then if Clint doesn't want the next person, if she says no, you're gonna sit here and spin your wheels, so.
And you know,
We don't have a choice on who she has as deputy clerk.
Pretty much.
I'm hearing.
But it's gonna come down to, can that person do the job or not, and you're gonna
Right.
find out.
and any candidate that I'm interested in has to be one of those people that, oh, okay, I'll go shovel the steps because it snowed. I mean, that's part of my job. Oh, I'll take the garbage out. This is part of my job. I mean, it's not, I don't want somebody in here who's afraid to break a nail and take the garbage out, or shovel, or salt. I mean, we do that. We do that in the office because we have to.
A lot of
The
people,
guy
a lot of
around-
people do that at the job,
Yeah.
I do, I mean, we all take,
At GE, we
Take
have to
extra.
take the garbage out.
that's everywhere.
Yeah, but do you
Or
salt
not.
and shovel?
On the floor.
I mean, you do, but.
But my manager
At
does.
school, do you salt and shovel at school?
I have.
I guess I'm concerned about the immediate need
DPW
when
consultant.
Chris leaves.
They're on the road plowing. And you look what happens when you.
There's no public comment, notice.
Yes.
Off the record. Okay, so what we gotta do is get, first of all, Judd, if you could look at the contract, and make sure that nothing has changed in there as far as the work job duties and whatever. And, you know, as far as you mentioned before, by writing that down, that thing was requested probably 6 years ago, you know, and I thought most of it was done, but what was asked for today was more detailed. You know, I think the chief asked Christine about, it was specific duties, you didn't see that?
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. But anyway, I do think we gotta get the ball rolling on it immediately. There's no sense of waiting. We know you need a deputy clerk and it's gonna be a full-time person. We know we need a municipal court clerk that has, you know, that go immediately. No sense waiting.
Judge,
I
what's
get it, I just wanna, my concern is that, yes, I agree with you 100% all the way there, but to not rush to hire somebody,
Just
just
to-
make sure that we have the qualified person, and let's just say, well, when Chris leaves it, now we gotta hurry up, get it, you know, we gotta hurry up, pick somebody and hire him, well, and that person turns out to be not so good, I mean, we should have, if there's something you can slip in there for the interim, for that. to-
Can
to-
Joanne help a
You
little
know, just
more
to
for
fill
6
that
Well,
months?
Joanne
void,
here
so
for
you
2
pick,
months.
pick a good candidate.
Right, she's here.
Yeah.
till the end
That's
of
all I'm
July.
saying.
but I mean, depending who becomes the deputy court treasurer, they have to be trained by Joanne. That's why I wanted to get someone in fairly quickly for, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that
So-
she can help, yeah.
And you have to write your own clerk of court
Yep.
posting. Okay,
I don't think-
and then you can email it to Tina and I can send it to the paper.
Mhm.
Okay, and that position would have no benefits. Do you know
Correct.
salary ranges for that position?
No, I've talked to you about that, but
Okay,
when I was calling these, I didn't get into